only order of the year. All right, maybe not as much fun, but we're going to talk about what's really important in life, and that is to protect the people that you love. We all grew up, and smoke alarms is what, and in many states, it's still all that's required, and we thought we were protected. Me too. And I'm going to try to do this quickly, and I apologize if you've heard me tell this story, but just indulge me if you wouldn't mind. First of all, I want you to know you can start ordering this V37851. It is a plug-in with a battery backup. God forbid the power goes out. The 9-volt battery even comes with it. Eventually you can change that down the road. Almost 500,000 of these have been sold right here on QVC. And to make it affordable, it didn't go out at $65. Our Black Friday sale price on this is $49.98. So you're going to save $15. You can get it home for $10. Just use the credit card, even if you've never shopped with us before. But here's the deal. It was this time of the year in my own house, and I live in a 2-story colonial house, just like many of us. We have a sump pump that needs to run all the time, so we had to have a battery backup. So keep that in mind. The day before the story began, we had, our usual maintenance. They came in, they checked the heater system, everything was good. They changed the filter. So when I was sleeping that night, I had one carbon monoxide detector. I had it plugged in upstairs on the hallway, and I hadn't thought about it in years, to be honest with you. So when I heard it go off, I thought, there's nothing wrong in this house. It must be old. I'm going to go back to sleep. And the heat was only cycling on and off at that time. So what happened was I left my family and I went to work. And the whole time I was standing here, I was thinking to myself, you know what? I should just go maybe buy some new carbon monoxide detectors. And I'll be honest, I went to the big box store on the way home and I bought one for each one of my levels. And I came home and I plugged them in. And I said, why are these going off? It had like a 400 reading to it. I'm like, I must be doing something wrong. And you know why I thought that? Because I couldn't taste it, I couldn't see it, I couldn't smell it. My house looked the same. So I didn't even call the emergency number. I called the non-emergency number because I thought, oh my God, I'm going to be so embarrassed if they come and there's nothing wrong because nothing looks wrong. And they said to me, get out of the house now. When I called, and I'm like, it's not really an emergency. You don't even have to hurry. They're like, get out of the house now. At that point, everybody else had left for school and work. I took the pets, put them in the car, and they came, and guess what? I had a malfunctioning marine battery. If it had not been for that carbon monoxide detector, I might not be here. My family, even worse, might be gone. And that, you hear that story time and time again. And the reason I tell you that is because it does happen. And even when it was blaring and I was reading the instructions, because nothing looked different to me, I thought well, that's why we have our expert, Amy D'Angelo, here. Because Amy is a home improvement specialist and she gets on the same soapbox that I do because she wants us all to be safe. Because Amy, you know it, sadly enough, with your dad, you can't see carbon monoxide, the natural gas. This protects you from both.
It does. And Pat, we all know someone. Alberti has a story. Sandra has a story. So many of our hosts at QVC have a story. And I don't ever want you to be a statistic or a story on the news. And I hope that everyone who buys this today buys it. And in the next 7 years, they never hear it go off and you come back 7 years from now and buy a new one. But before I say anything, I just want you all to remember this is a plug-in unit with a battery backup. Please make sure that the outlet you plug it into is not controlled by a switch, because that battery is just for backup purposes when the power goes out. So you need to make sure this is, yes, it's very important. It's the little things that you don't think about. But this is something, because your home doesn't taste different, it doesn't smell different, it doesn't look different, you will not know that you have a carbon monoxide leak. And carbon monoxide comes from the incomplete combustion of fossil fuels. And those fossil fuels are our wood, our oil, our gas, our propane, things that we use every day, a fireplace. It doesn't matter how or when it's going to happen. We need to make sure we're protected. And so many of us say, well, not my home, but you may not have a generator, but you have a chimney, you have a car, a dryer, a hood, a range, a fireplace. a generator, again, a furnace or a water heater. If you have one of those in your homes, and I know everyone has one, all it takes is one of those items to malfunction for you to have a carbon monoxide leak in your home. Now, natural gas, again, doesn't smell, but gas companies do add an additive. So sometimes you'll smell rotten eggs, and that's how you know you have a natural gas leak. But we recommend that you put one of these on each and every level in your home. Why? You may say, well, that sounds like a lot or overdone. It's not. If you can't hear it, it is not effective for you. So, one on every level of your home, minimum. We do recommend that you put one in each and every bedroom. I know my children, they sleep with headsets on, they're listening to music, playing video games. My dad is hard of hearing. He may not hear it go off. So at least we know that if it's in your bedroom, you will hear it. Now, I want to actually sound this for you so you can hear it. And that is a carbon monoxide warning. 4 beeps, a pause, 4 beeps, a pause. I'm going to do it one more time. 4 beeps and a pause. It will also give you a readout because the gas is measured in parts per million. Please, if you hear it go off, leave the house. Do not go and look for that readout. Emergency services knows how to handle this better than anyone, and that's why they do what they do. Now, if you have a gas leak, a long beep, pause, a long beep, and a pause, and that will again read gas. But please, I don't care which beep you hear, and I hope you never hear it. Please just take your loved ones, your furry pets, everyone, and leave the home. Call emergency services from outside because that is what they are here to do. Now, this is a 7-year unit. There is a battery that can fit right in here. That is for backup purposes, like I said, in case of power outage, so that you are aware. If it has a low battery, you'll hear that chirp just like we do in our smoke detectors. It also has an end of life chirp. That's a tongue twister. That is 2 little beeps, just like a dead battery. But we want to make sure that everyone is protected. And again, I've got a girlfriend, her oven malfunctioned and she didn't feel well. Her daughter didn't feel well. And thank goodness she called emergency services when she did, because when they got there, the readouts were so high that they told her she was lucky to get out when she did.
Oh,
So I just want everyone to be safe. I hope you never hear it go off, but it is the gift of peace of mind for anyone you care about.
it's so important. Dorm rooms, assisted livings, many times people will travel with these as well. The beauty of this one is you just plug it into the wall and it has a 7-year life on this one. If yours are old, like the one that warned us, now is a good time to take advantage of that sale price. Amy, we love you. Thank you for taking good care of us. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Pat. And they're so small that everyone needs these in their home.
Yeah.
You can see my cell phone here. Yeah.
And even if you have 3 floors with the Easy Pay, that's $30. I will also tell you this, we do have smoke alarms available. We have the first alert. Everybody's okay. The 10-year sealed smoke alarms, H232197. All right, speaking of alarming, TJ is coming up next. Okay, what team are you wearing?
The Browns who won last night.
Oh,
excuse me,
Mr.
America.
Brad.
Sorry, we're victorious.
Okay, I gotta go.
I love you,
killing
Pat.
me.
You're
I love you
fantastic.
too. Nice to see you.
You too.
All right.
Okay, let's bye.
All right. Bye.